Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third day of Team Hitless's Halloween event. Today, my friends, is going to be me presenting you guys the first game of of today's event. My name is HeyBlasty, your commentator for the next 1 hour portion to 1 hour and a half portion. And we're going to be playing some Little Nightmares. Alongside me here are the runners, NoPizza4U and NemuOverlord. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, pizza? Overlord?
Wait, I
Pizza.
was mute. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. I sleep well. I'm not like very panic at all. Like last year with Resident Evil 2, it's my second time here, so I'm great.
Great, great, great. How about you, Nemo? You doing good? Feeling good?
Yeah, I understood. So
Perfect.
so let's go.
Let's do this then. All right, so let's not waste any time. I hope you guys stick around and do enjoy. This is gonna be really, really nice Little Nightmares run, and I'll be commentating you guys for this. So here we go. On count of three, three, two, one, go. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. So before we start, we talk about the game really, really quick here. Two really good runners here. Peaks really well known for his Dishonored runs, but dabbled into Little Nightmares and did really, really well on his run, as well as Nemu tackling this game as well. So these players do know about their game. So expect great things about them. Starting right off the bat, we are showing onto the main character of this game. This game, if you guys never played it, is Little Nightmares 1, the sequel to Little Nightmares 2. Yes, I know, it's actually not a prequel. It's actually a sequel. You play a 9-year-old girl, and basically just in this like unknown world trying to figure out where you're at and what you're doing here. So the game doesn't go up in front and tell you how things are. You kind of have to discover it by yourself, and it does it really, really well with with the imagery and the backgrounds and the ambience. So if you guys already noticed, it's a platformer for sure, but it's actually a puzzle platformer. It's not your action adventure platformer or just a precision platformer. It's a bit more toned down, so we're gonna see a lot of like rooms where you have to figure out how to do stuff. And right off the bat, Nemu, we're gonna be seeing the first puzzle platformer. A little bit simpler on this side. You just basically pull the chair and then just jump onto the door. If you want to be optimal, then you put the chair not too close to the door and you jump on it. And the one thing that this game actually does is that to ensure that the gameplay still stays as good as possible for the casual player, even if you're a little bit off, the game allows you to clip to certain objects, so you don't have to be really, really close to that object. That said, if you want to make sure that you don't miss the knob, because Nibble was like slightly off from missing it, you can do as Pisa said, did, and just grab onto that. Following up with Nemu, you just ran past the first enemy encounter that you have, and probably the only enemies you're going to be seeing, and the only type of enemy that you're gonna see in the beginning, which are the leeches. Not super difficult to deal with them, but it's best to jump past them unless you know exactly where you have to go through, and that way it makes it a little bit easier. So leeches over here as well for Nemu, and you start a little bit slow, thanks to because of the liquid. But then you can either jump like Nemu did right there, or you could just run past it. That last leech is actually pretty scary though. We're gonna see Pizza doing that's the same thing right over here. So let's see how well Pizza does. And one thing they didn't talk about is that there is these little guys called gnomes. The interesting thing about gnomes is that they're actually kids. More about that on later, but yeah, they're actually kids. And there you go, Pizza jumping into the last leech. That's the only leech that's kind of scary and it's in front of you, so you really don't want to try to run past it. It's kind of easy for some enemies to actually grab you. Like I said, you can clip onto objects pretty easily, and the same goes for some enemies when they get close to you. So better not risk it. So this is a pretty short game. The game is actually divided into 5 chapters. The first chapter that we're doing here is prison, not too long of a chapter. Then the next one we're gonna be going is through the lair. Now the prison doesn't present any sort of antagonist, and oh no, Pisa taking the first death. Now it's not it's not entirely difficult to go through this, but I will say there's a bit of inertia when you're actually jumping with your character, so you have to be aware of it when you're jumping, because once you're in the air, it's really hard to turn around or to just make sure that you can kind of like avoid certain deaths. Certain deaths will happen if you're not aware about certain jumps. There'll be like a couple of jumps, like 2 to 3 jumps that are kind of scary to pull off, even if you know what you're doing. Um, so we'll see Pizza try to do this again. Also, movement can be quite difficult at times because when you're running, it's hard to like. It's not like a the movement of this game, it's not like if you move left immediately, the character starts moving left. There's a little bit of like it feels slippery in some aspect. So that's another thing to pay attention. There also is a little bit of delay when you're moving, so it could be quite scary if you're going through like a bridge like how Pizza went, and you don't you kind of make the wrong turn and didn't make it. Oh, Nemu with a actually interesting strat here. Never seen this before. This eye right here, you're supposed to go through the bed in front of you. And so the way it works is that this the eye basically, if it catches you, you will be petrified. Not so you have to like stay in the left side and then go middle and then go right. But really interesting decision there by Nemu by going close to the door in the back, meaning that you will not have to deal with the eye and probably skipping like one phase of it. Really, really good stuff by Nemo. Pixar Grid just behind. We might be able to see that from Pix as well. I don't know how much they talk between themselves. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Pixar just decides to go the bit of a more casual and tender route, or will it adopt the same thing as Nemo did. So I believe we're still in prison. So the thing about prison is that this is basically the place where they keep the children. So to explain a little bit about this whole place, the place that weird that basically Sixes is located in, it's called let me see. The Mall is what it's called. Yes, the Mall. So the Mall is actually like a sort of a resort, like an underwater resort. That's why you might see some oh Peaks are almost getting hit there. Really good stuff there. Peaks are just pushing through, not getting hit by the eye. The eye is one of the few enemies that actually does not instantly like makes you like lose the run. It has like a bit of you can kind of make it if you're like really really close to where you're supposed to go. And so Pizza barely getting close to the bed, manages to pull through and didn't got hit there. So really, really good stuff. Again, about the prison. So kids in here, you're basically in a place called the mall, and the mall is basically like an underwater resort, basically built for extremely elite and rich people. But it also houses a lot of other monsters that are hungry. So we might see a bit more of that later. But just so you know, yes, if you see a bit of movement or a little like items just going left or right, which we're gonna see from Nemu really close here, it's basically that, right? If you were thinking, oh, why is this like moving left or right? Like right now, if you see on Nemu's screen, just in the middle, you see that like moving left or right. Um, it's basically because you're in an underwater resort, kind of like a boat or submarine. And really good stuff there by Nemu. If you're a little bit late, like right now, you probably would miss the jump and actually die. So it's really scary to do so. If you're optimal and your movement's pretty quick, you'll make it. If not, you have to wait one cycle to be able to survive that jump. Peaks are going through the sort of cutscene where Six is hungry. This is, I think, the first time that we see Six in sort of a hunger. You're gonna see this human kid on the other side of of this bar window throw some bread, and it's really weird. Like like if you play this game, this is your first game, you're probably not gonna understand much about what is happening. If you do play the prequel, you'll definitely notice that whatever Six is going through is basically ties all to the events on Little Nightmares 2. And this hunger is going to persist throughout the whole run, and it's gonna get like she's gonna get hungrier, and it's gonna get a bit more dark in that sense. Nemu right here actually turning off the power because you have to go through these bars to be able to get to the other section, and if you don't do it, you'll lose the run. You'll die here. You get electrified. As you can see, peaks are already going there. You can see the bars on the right side, which is not you're not able to access that, and you have to do exactly what Nemu did. So we're gonna see Pizza do the same thing, and now Nemo going down is going to exit that pretty soon. We'll see here if Peaks actually manages to do the jump. I spoke to the runners, and they were actually a little bit scared of a couple of jumps because some of the jumps could be a little bit memey. Thankfully, you don't have to fully make it all the way to the other platform. You can just grab to the sides of it. But it's always scary when you see Six jump and just barely grabs the sides of the platform because it looks like as if she's not gonna really grab it and just fall. Um, so really good stuff by Pixel here. Second, I hear Nebu choosing to do the same thing. Really interesting. I have not seen this before at all. Honestly, it does now that I see it, just makes a lot of sense to just go under the eye because basically the thing that is oh close. Wow. Them playing it really risky, almost get caught by the eye. But thankfully it just goes through that through the room. So yeah, the makes a lot of sense to do that because basically wherever the eye is pointing at, whatever's highlighted, is basically the area of effect. Anything outside of that, you'll be completely fine. You can go through. You can go past that, and it kind of looks obvious, right? So really good stuff by them. I think that actually skips again a bit of waiting time, and that probably is the longer one of the two eyes because you have this little like I think it's like a garbage can, like swinging left and right. You have to move with it. And the scary part of that is that if you're not moving at the same speed, you're gonna get seen, and it's gonna be over because Six's moves starts moving really slow. Once you get just once the eye catches you for a little bit, and that's enough for just the trash can to move away because it does have wheels, and then you get caught in this GG. There's no way to get out of that. So really good stuff. I like what Nib was doing here. Seems like Pizza and them has been talking because they're probably doing the same thing. I believe. Actually, no. Pizza did not do the first eye, so maybe second eye. We'll see. We'll see. Seems like Nem was actually optimized the run a little bit compared to Pizza, but we'll have to see here. I think Nem was pretty close to the end of this chapter, and interestingly enough, not pulling the bed. As you can see, close to the left side of Nemu right there, there's a little lever, and the intended way, I believe, is that you pull the lever, get on top of that bed, and then get up and get the key. And it's keeping that completely. Really good job by Nemu. I think this might be the end. No, not yet. Okay, so here Pixar's gonna do the intended way, which is what I was talking about. So you basically have to move this can little by little, and it starts to get speed as you move. So you have to be very careful. And then from here, just wait for the eye to like look away, and then you just scot free. You don't have to worry about anything. No hit gonna happen. The one thing to pay attention though, this game is a 3D puzzle platformer, meaning that you actually can move in the Z axis. And that could pose a bit of a problem if you're not paying attention of depth, right? Like how far forward or how far backwards you're moving. Maybe some of these platforms are not that bad, but there's gonna be other platforms in the future that are kind of a little bit scary because they're not fully flat, and it's really hard to tell exactly so when you can move like forwards and backwards until you just slip and die. So basically the pipes. We're gonna see some pipes later on. I think Nemu already. I think Nemu's already on the second chapter, I believe. Kind of missed that. Usually the chapters are just separated by like black screen, so it's pretty easy to like notice. Um, but if not, we're very close to it, which is the lair, and it's going to be introducing the first enemy of the first like sort of antagonist of the game, which is the janitor. and most of the chapter is gonna be done through that. So, yeah, Nemu close to getting to finishing the first chapter, as we can see now. Gonna go into this cage and just get trapped by the janitor. And as you can see, the second time that we see sixes actually have to deal with hunger. As you can see, first it was just bread. This time it's just a piece of meat. I wonder what kind of meat is that. I'm actually pretty curious. All right, so here you see Peaks is gonna be doing the intended way of getting the key, and it's gonna be pulling down the lever fully down, and then bringing out the bed. And from the bed, you go up here, and then you'll have access to the key. So interesting how Nemu did it. Nemu's actually bringing some pretty interesting ways of approaching the run to the table. So I actually like the differences between these two runners, to be honest. So really good stuff here. Peaks almost done, throws the key, and then drops down. These jumps actually are pretty scary, so I don't play them for dropping into the bed. I would say that the previous jump Peaks did was actually even more scarier. That's quite the ballsy jump there. Right, so now Peaks is almost ending the first chapter, and Nemu's already in chapter 2. As you can see, Six has been captured, and he managed to just break free from the cage. Uses his oh no, Nemu turning around for what reason? I do wonder. Maybe for the memes, but the memes actually got him. So that's one hit for Nemu, and I believe I forgot to say that two hits on pizza. By the way, 2 hits on pizza, 1 hit on Nemu. And chat, if you guys are paying attention, you guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong. But yes, the first hit for Nemu, 2 hits for pizza due to falling. So we'll see. It's still they're not even yet, so it's not gonna come down to who's fastest. But although I would say Nemu's still in the lead, doing quite phenomenal. Pizza not too far away. Hunger's gonna be triggering here for 6, and then now Nim's gonna try to do this again. Uh, Hopefully not dying to the door this time. And then we got this. Then we got this really easily. So yeah, this next chapter is just gonna be a lot of dealing with the janitor, and we might see the janitor pretty soon. I see you trying to be optimal. Optimal, I see you. All right, now we're climbing up the door, going through here. I think here is the first case of the janitor. As you can see, long on janitor. You could okay, interesting jumping there. I think wow, not getting noticed. Really interesting decision there by Nemu. So the thing about the janitor here is that the janitor is completely blind. It doesn't see you, but it can actually hear you quite well. And it kind of reminds me a bit of the liquors from Resi, but basically they work in a similar fashion. Now, one thing to say about these enemies, the AI, they have a bit of when it comes to like detecting the player, they usually use sound and position, but the way they use is like last known sound, last known position, and so they don't when they figure out that you're there, when they find out of your existence, they actually first try to locate you based on where you were, not where you're currently at. So that way you can actually make sound and then move away from your position as long as you don't make direct eye contact with the direct contact, visual contact with the enemy. You can make some pretty interesting stuff and then bait them to look on somewhere else. This allows you to be pretty aggressive when trying to go through some of these sections without having to do the intended way, which is like hide and then wait for a scripted event to happen and then for you to move on. You can actually break some of these enemies away from those scripted events and force them to do a chase, only to for them to just not find you at all. So we might see some of that for Nemu and Pizza. Nemu actually getting into the only moment where you actually see the shoe monster, and actually you do not see the shoe monster. Shoe monster is just there. Honestly, I've never seen the shoe monster, but it's there. It's right there. It's in the bottom. I don't really know how it looks. All I say is it's pretty scary. I think like shout outs to Amnesia in that sense. I really like when these kind of horror games present an underground enemy or an enemy that is just lurking beneath you, trying to hunt you. Really good stuff there. Uh, And here comes I think the first ever chase in Little Nightmares, the first intended chase by Little Nightmares, which is Nem was going through. And actually, you see Pizza do exactly what I said. Just make sound to bait the enemy. It did make visual contact, but once you cross a room, here's the interesting thing about when you cross a room. When you cross a room, the enemies kind of lose sight of you, and if you get past the room too far enough, there's a trigger that makes them just function, do the what they're supposed to do within that room, right? So by pizza going through here, triggers the enemy to come in, and now in this room, the enemy is supposed to just close the door. I believe it's like enter, peek a little bit, and then close the door. So Pixel just advance that portion and just manages to get away from the from sort of like the scripted portion of it. Also, Nemu, whoa, I never seen that ever before. Really good stuff by Nemu there. Just sticking like a chat in front of the enemy. No, not scared at all of getting hit or getting grabbed. I didn't even know that was possible either. Also, really well optimized by jumping into the little wood. You need to pull off the box, but the way Nemo did it makes it that you don't have to go through that. It's just a bit faster. Probably a speedrun tech, if anything. Right now, Peak's actually getting into the shoe monster. A little bit of a weird jump there by Peaksa, but Peaksa's gonna make it through. The shoe monster is always a tad bit late. Oh my god, this is not even a tad bit late. Incredibly late. Super late for the first date. As you can see, Peaksa's gonna make it through really easily. And kind of baiting the shoe monster to go a bit more to the right side and then jumping diagonally forward. So that way it makes it easier for Peaksa to just go through without having to stop at all. Really good stuff by Peaksa right there. So I believe now Beaks is going to be entering the first chase right here. Let's see how Pizza does. Ready to go slide. Honestly, if you just don't move at all, like just hold W, you'll be completely fine. And now Pizza doing the Nintendo way, which is hide. Really interesting by what Nemo did. Kind of didn't watch it fully. Super interesting. I wonder how Nemo did to just get past him. All right, there you go. And now goes Nemu throwing the shoe. So the way actually you do that portion right there with the shoe is that you wait for a certain alarm to ring. So you can throw the shoe and not make any sound, or at least the sound is muffled due to the alarm. And that way it allows you to go through here without actually being chased by the janitor. So pretty good stuff there. Nemu not phased at all. Jumping into the piano, making it right in time. And basically now it's gonna be some sort of like getting past the janitor and trying to get the certain object that allows you to move that piano up. So we're gonna see Nemo go for that just in a bit. And let's see how Pizza decides to do here. I think he's going for a little bit more of the more cautious route here, just waiting for it to just go out. Confirming and then crouching. Yes, indeed. Trying to make it not make as much sound as possible. Throw the monkey. If you want to make sure that you have an easier time, you can throw the monkey a little bit further because as you can see, it takes a bit for the AI to detect that the monkey exists, and then you can proceed to just hide and wait for him to move because the AI will go for the monkey. And it doesn't. I don't think it makes that much a difference for for the last portion of what Peaks is doing. For the beginning, though, if the enemy the AI decides to just walk up to you, then you have a bit more room. Although I would say that it takes quite some time for that to happen. All right, pretty good stuff here by Nemu. You can actually go through all the way here. If you do it right, you can actually go all the way without having to wait for the right moment. And what Nemu's doing. Nonetheless, never made it. Now you have to wait here. And the TP is going to trigger the long arm to just come. Like I said, the janitor is just can only hear So sound again is gonna be a little bit muffled and gonna be distracted by. Oh no! Don't make if it makes eye contact with you, it's over. It did not. It's now searching around the last known position, but it looks like it was not as accessible. Now, honestly, I don't know what Nemu's gonna do here. Nemu really needs the janitor to come back and actually be on the television, but looks like it broke the scripted part of it, and now the janitor is just looking for it, and almost made it. Oh, but choosing to run. Really scary decision by Nemu. Nemu's gonna have to find a way to just confuse the AI and then run or walk past it. Really nice by Nemu. Actually, just the AI didn't even knew where to go. A bit of a cautious approach. This is a little bit scary because the janitor can still look around for you within these parts. So nice. So I think that was not intentional, but the Nemu forcing the object to just drop made the sound, forcing the janitor to just leave. Now, here's the thing. Usually, the janitor is in the television area, so by the time you're pulling this lever here, it will take a while for the janitor to notice. I'm actually kind of curious now, since the janitor has been broken out of the script, will the janitor come early or not, or the janitor would just be forced to like this respawn in a certain position and then go through the whole script. And it looks like that might be the case. So Nemu not having to deal with that, choosing to jump, oh, barely makes it. Actually, you really don't have to. Oh no, I think Nemu did a bad jump. This might not be good for Nemu. Nemu can get up. Nemu might have to drop. Yes, and that caused him to a hit. Oh no. So remember what I told you about the z-axis? There you go. That's what you have to pay attention to, right? Not too far back, not too far forward. If you're not paying attention to where you're positioned, the z-axis will screw you because this is a 3D platformer. It's not a 2D platformer. And we might see some of those later on if you're not too careful. Peek's actually taking the slow approach here, now getting ahead of Nemu. By the way, that's a death on Nemu as well. Another death for Nemu. Thanks to that, now Pisa is ahead slightly. Nemu choosing to run here. So running this soon will trigger the whole the basically the enemy to chase you. If Nemu would have hold a little bit, maybe he didn't have to just pull in the arm and then wait. So this is a bit of a scary portion here. Nemu doing the same thing again. I don't know if Nemu might go for the object again. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Nice. Nemu to have in mind that the janitor can really look through the shelves. You do not want to be that close. And Pizza did just died again. Another death for Pizza. Yeah, we're gonna need your energy. Pizza and Nemu really needs your energy right now. I wonder if Pizza died due to the C-axis or just missed the jump. Like I said, it's a little bit scary when you pull up the piano all the way up. You can make that jump like Nemu did, but it's really scary to do that. But you can just wait a cycle and just be fine. The janitor takes quite some time to get to you, so you can definitely wait a full cycle and not get grabbed by the janitor. So we're gonna see if Pizza is successful this time. As you can see, Pizza started getting out of the room slowly, and once he got like halfway through, started running, which means that at that point, no sound will trigger the janitor, allowing the Pizza to just just go past freely without having to worry about the janitor. We're gonna see here Nemu actually doing another like sort of puzzle here. Well, actually, this is not really a puzzle. Um, okay, it kinda is. It kinda is. Also, that's a debate. Really good for that Neville didn't drop there. If you actually, if you're not careful, you will die to that. The door is a bit of a troll. That door specifically. So really good stuff there. Nemu holding. Really good stuff by Nemu. And here we got have another section where the progenitor is gonna be chasing you. And just so you know, that steam where Pizza Disc is going through, that steam will kill you. So the intended way is to move a little bit forward and then the Z-axis, jump over, and then pull the cart towards you. Really good stuff here. Pizza not getting debated and trolled. Gets past the door. Doing pretty good. Nice slide by Nemu. I wouldn't just say that the slide is such a cool ass move. I really like it. It feels so good. It's one of the best slides I've seen, in my opinion, in a 3D platformer. But anyways, besides that, Nemu actually going to like the last part of the chapter is basically this is a boss fight. So the way it works is that you have this cage that is that's preventing the door from shutting down, and you have to pull it twice to for the door to fully shut. And the way it works is that the generator will start extending on two sections, and then you basically want to stand on one of the corners, and when you see that the hand on the same corner, just reach out, then you go into to the middle and you pull. You pull it twice, and that's pretty much GG. The hand, it's pretty. It's kind of live there. I guess it functions the way it's like lizard tails when they're cut, still moves. Kind of creepy, but not that bad. Anyways, Pizza doing it as well as Pizza manages to do it. There could be a bit of a memory here. If you actually jump a little bit too soon, you'll get clipped by one of the hands. Really good job by Pizza not actually getting grabbed by the enemy. Good stuff for both of them actually doing the boss hitless or deathless as well. And that's gonna be pretty much it for chapter 2, the lair. So like I said already, the you're basically inside a sort of like a submarine in some fashion, and the place is actually divided in five sort of areas. So there's five chapters in total. They already basically cleared the first two chapters. Now we're going to be entering the third chapter, which is called the kitchen. If you see Nemu's background, you can see a pretty thick guy in the background. That is actually one of the chefs of the kitchen, and basically one of two. This is the which is the next antagonist, which is I believe they're called the twin chefs. I think that's actually what it's called. So we're gonna be dealing with the twin chefs. As opposed to the janitor, they do not have long arms, so reaching in the bottom is not gonna be as easy for them. But they're actually quite fast. So funny enough, it's not as easy to run away from them. But you do have certain sections and areas where you can just bait them to chase you and then completely hide, and it will be really difficult for them to grab you from there. So we might see some pretty risky stuff by Nemu. Also, the second, like, remember what I said that the hunger gets stronger and kind of darker? Uh, here it is. Basically, Six is actually eating a rat. So this is the third hunger. For Six's, and you're probably wondering like, what's up with Six's hunger? Honestly, it's kind of vague. I don't really know for sure myself. I will say that due to the events of the prequel, there's a certain moment where Six is exposed to some sort of like um tower, and it kind of forces her. It kind of changes her and brings the monster out of her. And I wouldn't say it awakens her powers, but her powers is kind of linked to this whole situation. So uh, the hunger will grow stronger and stronger, and her desire to eat almost anything will succumb. So so you'll see that later. You'll see something pretty quite shocking later. Nemu going a bit of a risky play here, just running past the one of the chefs. Like I said, if this place gives you a lot of room for really like tricking the AI and just running past all them. Are we gonna see a throw here? Throw the head? No? Oh, you could have Kobe. Oh no! Nemu slipped. That's another death for Nemu. Like I said, C-axis will troll you the most. It's really scary to just run without paying attention to the Z-axis. It's probably the biggest run killer is actually that, because the rest is like what you're supposed to do. But here you gotta pay a lot of attention, be cautious. And you can see Nemu actually taking a bit more caution here, making sure that it makes it is really, if you're playing on joystick, is really easy to mess up. If you're playing on D-pad, is really hard to mess up because once you know exactly how like the direction, you just press forward or whichever direction and you'll be fine. But with joystick, it's really easy to mess up. Also, this is quite disturbing. Those two toilets, I don't know those two. I don't know. There's something weird about those two toilets. They're two together. I mean, they're bros and all, but can they even can they even just enjoy themselves the bathroom when they're together? I don't know. Anyways, Peace actually taking the slower approach here, waiting for the cook, the chef, to just do the sort of like scripted kind of movement, and it's basically like alternating between a couple positions, a couple spots, and it's kind of like three spots in general for each room in some way. So once Pizza knows that it's in the clear, then it moves forward. If the chef catches you, you can just run back to one of the rooms, and you can transition between rooms, and you'll be fine. Really good stuff by Peakside there, actually baiting the AI to chase it and then hiding. This is kind of scary though. Didn't made it through. Didn't made it through. I thought Pizza was actually gonna go for the table in front, but chose to go the longer path and try to see if it could get to the other side. Didn't yell the dividends for him though. Okay, so then we just did grab the key. And if I'm not mistaken, it's two keys that you need. So the first key is located in this room, but then you have to go to the lower rooms for the next key. So we'll probably see that a little bit later. And as you can see, where Nemu actually grabbed the key, that is the twin's brother, the twin brother. So that's the second chap. You're gonna be dealing with both chaps at the same time in some of these rooms. So I believe now it's time for the second key. We might see Nemu go for that. Now, I believe you have to go down elevator though, or maybe not. Okay, that one's taking up. So now Pizza taking a little bit of a slower route here, actually just moving silently. Not too bad. If you guys are wondering about the movement of this game, you basically have walk, run, you can jump, and you can slide. Those are basically your movements. There's nothing much to it after that. But I would say like if you know exactly if you have really good movement, slide is gonna be one of your go-tos when it comes to running past the AIs because if you want to be optimal, you're gonna have to make noise. And knowing exactly where to go and making sure that when you slide you get there is gonna be important because usually the hiding spots are a little bit lower than your body, so you do need to crouch. And instead of running and then crouching, it's better to just slide in. So Pizza actually makes it through, not actually falling in up there. And now it's time to get the key and meet the second brother. Brother. All right, Nem actually did that really quickly. So one thing that I didn't talk about is that there's speed on the top that you have to kind of like drop and put in this sort of like machinery, and then this allows you to you just make sausage, and with sausage you basically you swing on it and you get to the other side. Really good stuff, pretty creative. Like I said, puzzle platformer. You just have to think about how to do things. Um, the novelty goes away once you know how what you need to do. So that's the only drawback about this kind of game where like everything is sort of like there's nothing random about this except how the AI functions. But even that could be manipulated pretty well as long as you don't mess up. So now Nimu going to the lower portions of the area. Actually, no wait, the higher portion. I was saying about the going underground, but I think you go high, you go up, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, Nimu just hiding here, waiting for one of the chefs to leave, and then I think the area the key is gonna be after this. I forgot exactly what do you do here. Okay, I guess you bait the chef and then go down. Chef's gonna be pretty bad when he realizes that. There you go. So you go to the upper floor, and from here is where you're gonna have to go to for the key, I believe. So first you need to hide and wait for the chef, I believe, to go up. And once the chef does that, then it opens the door and it gives you access to the other kitchen. Also, pizza just finishing this portion as well. Really nice by pizza. Something that I learned today, Chad, is actually that their face is actually not their face. It's a skinned face. Funny enough, that is actually not their face. If you catch a glimpse of it, one of them will scratch their neck and it will go through. I think it's this guy in particular where Nemu is actually. He will start chopping and then he will scratch his sort of neck, and you'll see that it goes pretty deep in. That's actually not his face. It's a skin face from another customer. I would say. Watch right there. See when he breaks it, I think he scratches there. Let me see. No, not at all. I see. Okay, so right here, what Deb was doing is waiting for the basically for the chef to move to a different spot. And even in same rooms, depending on where you're positioned, the chef will advance to different positions just to allow for you to be able to get past them the intended way. But like I said, there's very pretty good hiding places. You can kind of trigger the AI to chase you and then completely break the chase by hiding on a spot. And then when they turn around to just resume what they're doing or resume a new spot, then you can kind of continue. And that's kind of like the preferred way to do stuff if you do know how to do them. If not, it's a little bit scary to do so because you need to know exactly where you need to go once you have alarmed the AI. So Nemu already got the key. Pizza drop already the meat. I think this is called the meat grinder. So we're gonna see the meat being grinded into sausages. Nice sausages. And then it's gonna swing all the way to the other side. All right, Nemu made it. So this is like my favorite room of the chef section. I do not know why. I guess it's because of the bubbles. I don't know, something about the bubbles feels refreshing, even though this place is completely disgusting. But for some reason it's kind of refreshing as well. So, really good stuff there, Nemu. Actually, sort of like not needing to hide at all, except now because it probably alerted them. But being here in this spot will just you'll be quite Gucci. Just wait for them to just approach and then leave. So we'll see if Nemu decides to do that or goes for the more riskier approach. All right, now I'm waiting for them to come. Okay, good stuff by Nemu. And hiding again. There you go. Yeah, remember noise. The AI can actually hear you pretty easily, so it's really easy for them to just more than like visual sound. It's really easy for them to find you based on sound or just rush in when they hear something. So you have to be cautious about it. So now it's time for basically them for to escape. So we'll see that quite a bit. And then Pizza is just waiting for one of the chefs to go up and open the door so Pizza can actually grab the key. Now, as you can see, these parts here, there's a couple holes you can go through. So I think one of the things that I like about this room specifically is that there is many places where you can hide. And the cool thing about that is you can kind of be creative on how you want to approach this room and also optimize it even more. Oh, really interesting by Nemu actually choosing to just jump here. You actually could go to the far left and start from there, but you also can do it from that position there. So it's pretty cool. And then was choosing that. We might see Pizza actually go with the more safer approach, which is the left side. A little bit more of a time waster, but nonetheless, it might be somewhat safer. Also, Nemu has to drop here and immediately start running because they can actually dip and just get close to six really quickly. Slide under here and start running. Now, I think you only have one chance at this. So you can kind of wait. I think you can kind of wait one cycle, maybe. No. Okay, perfect. Really good jump by Nemu. A couple bottle throws by the chefs, but they always miss. They kind of pepe guys, and that sounds. Nemu's gonna drop here. Very, very careful not to drop from this pipe. It's a thin pipe. The Z-axis will troll you. Nice. There you go. So that's pretty much at the end of the kitchen chapter, and we're pretty much halfway, a little bit further halfway through, right? 5 chapters in. Only, I mean, 3 chapters in, I believe. Actually, no, 4 chapters. We're in the guest area, which is the chapter 4, and Pizza is just close to getting the key and dipping out of here as well. I believe Pixar's like 1 minute behind, if anything. So Nemu actually picking up really quickly. Right, Nemu doing more risky stuff. Um, like I said, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you have to choose your poison, right? You either choose a long run or you choose a riskier run. Nemu choosing the riskier run, while Pizza is actually choosing the more of a longer run, erring on the side of safety. And we can kind of see that is paying that it's probably not paying as much dividends. I believe Pisa with 5 hits, Nemu with 3. The early actually really got roughed Pisa up, but nonetheless, Pisa has been doing phenomenal all the way to here, as well as Nemu. So you can see a little glimpse of basically the resort. It's kind of like a ship or submarine. And the left side you have exactly where you've been all this time, and on the right side you see a little boat. Actually, kind of a bit of a big boat, maybe like a some sort of cruise, and is transferring people from one side to the other. And these are basically are the guests. The chapter is actually called the guest area. So Nemu already in this chapter, the antagonists or the main enemies are actually going to be these guys. They're very hungry for food, and they just come here to just feast nonstop on whatever they have to offer. So Nimbu's gonna have to go through a couple of like really uh close calls, because if one of the biggest run killers is actually in this chapter. We're gonna see close to like maybe like a third way in, and I'll point it out once Nemo gets to there. All right, Pizza getting spotted. I'm gonna start running, and then hide here. Really good movement, and it's best to just wait here for the chaps to just confirm, not notice anything, and you can go up, lower the lever that will trigger a sound again, and then you can move on to just leave. Pizza doing a little bit of a dance right there, motivating himself. He got this. But what about Nemu? Nemu actually already in, as you can see, a big line in the bottom. Those are the enemies that I'm talking about, and we're gonna start seeing them right now on Nemu's side. And these enemies, they don't move quite as fast, but they're kind of scary. Interestingly enough, this one not noticing Nemu. I wonder. Maybe he's scripted not to watch Nemu. This one though is not gonna stop at all. This one really wants Nemu, so Nemu can't play around here. A little jump here, grab on, go up, and as you can see, these enemies can only crawl. Um, they cannot get up. They really have the difficulty with movement. Oh, the clip that I spoke to you guys early, save Nemu. That's what I'm telling you, right? So the developers actually designed it in a way that casually makes a lot. It makes it easier for the player to just not go through too much struggle. So the whole clip actually saved Nemu. Here we go. The pretty much the run killer of this game. Nemu's going through it right now, so you have to stay in between these guys at all times. Jumping actually does help. If you're a little bit off here, you might get grabbed. Oh, that was so close. Nemu barely making it. So the last two guys in there is actually the tightest one of them all. The first two groups pretty easy. The last two is pretty tight. Jumping does help. I believe jumping actually gives you a bit of a forward boost. It does help, especially when as soon as you get close to them, they go through the grabbing animation. Oh no, pizza! Pizza, another death for Pizza. Pizza waited too long. You're supposed to drop onto the dishes and start running immediately. Really, really bad for Pizza, but not bad actually. The game actually puts him right there, so Pizza don't have to worry that much. If Pizza's movement is really good here, Might not have to deal with another grab. Like I said, the biggest enemy in here is the Z-axis. If you're not doing things well, you'll probably lose a lot of runs. Uh, oh my god, that bottle went through the body. And here I didn't explain, but Nemu actually baited the big guy. Oh, that is such a weird interaction. Nemu being on top of the big guy and then out of nowhere be under it. That is kind of crazy. So the intended way of doing this is you actually just bait the guy to chase you to the right side, and then you go up the boxes and then jump over him on his back and then just leave. But sometimes things don't work the intended way. Interesting decision by Nemo actually jumping through there. Really good stuff there. I think the C-axis kind of messed them up, if anything. But yeah, you're supposed to jump on their backs, slide through here, and you should be Gucci. Pizza now going to be doing like the scenery cutscene, I believe. And that pipe right there and the next pipe that Peaks is gonna go through is the ones that I've been telling you guys that if you're not careful, you're also gonna get memed by those pipes. It's pretty easy to like casually walk through them and not really pay close attention and just lose the run to it. Oh no, Peaks is dying again. Shoutouts to Pizza for handling it like a champ though. Really good jump there. So funny enough, the like Pizza was really close to this chains. The clip did not work that time, which is kind of interesting. Really, really interesting. By the way, Chad, did I actually mention you guys that there actually is an achievement for this game? Where you if you beat it less under an hour, you get it. Kind of crazy. Shout outs to the developers for actually making that a thing. I would say that it's actually a little bit difficult for achievement hunters to go through these kind of things. But if there was some sort of way to implement some sort of gratification for runners, damage and no damage list and no hit runners to actually get some sort of like prize or something for just doing something, even if with saves, you know, that'd be crazy cool. All right, so here we go. Peaks actually going through the pipes. Like I said, actually no, this is not a pipe. I confused that. I think the pipe is further in the in the far end of this. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, anyways, this part as well. Be careful. Do not, pay attention to the Z-axis. If you have D-pad, use D-pad. Joysticks is kind of scary. Also, Nemu going through the first chase of this chapter. Pretty scary chapter. Chase. One thing you have to note though that I have not explained is that you actually have a hidden stamina bar. If you keep running, eventually you'll start to slow down. You kind of need that speed to make the jump sometimes. Nice, really good stuff by Nemu there. Sometimes they can catch you pretty easily. So Nemu getting out of there, not too bad. I believe this is one of the shortest chapters. Oh, pizza! This is the pipe I was talking about. Almost dying to it. The pipes on the background actually saved pizza. What a save! Little tidbit here, you can see the guys in the line, but if you look at the further back up in the corner, you will see a mistress, which is basically the owner of the maw in some fashion. Also, here's a bit of the scary scene. If you guys don't want to watch it, don't get eaten, then change right now. But yeah, for Nemu, the hunger for six got too strong, and she started eating even those who helped uh six, which you know what? No, I won't spoil anything. You guys might be interested in this game. Go play this game, right? You guys probably spoiled yourself throughout the whole playthrough, but there's something about the DLC that will shock you. So I do encourage everybody to just play this game, even if you just saw this run. There's a good DLC. Actually, a DLC I think comprised of 3 chapters. Go check them out. Actually, it covers a bit more in depth into this whole game, and there's a really interesting plot twist, or not plot twist, but there's this is an event that will shock you heavily. So if you haven't played this game, go play it. Really good. And grab yourself a Deathless. Why don't you? So you can get that achievement. Okay, here we go. Peaks actually swinging left and right. You do need a little bit of of a swing to be able to make it cross. Pretty good, pretty good. Now coming on to like I said again, the scariest part. Nemu did it without actually getting grabbed. Let's see how Pizza does it. Goes through the first two really easily. Pizza choosing not to run. Running now. Oh my god, almost getting grabbed. Really nice by Pisa. Now you guys might see that and go like, oh well, that actually grab is pretty far. Remember, the grabs clip is really easy to get grabbed. You might not see it visually, but it's very scary to get grabbed here. For some reason, enemies clip you really easily. I've seen some memes and bugs on some of the on some runners, some speed runners, where they're actually dealing with the janitor, and out of nowhere, where they're pulling the basically the cage just stopping the door from going down, they instantly get grabbed where the hand was like no, not even close. So getting clipped is actually a thing here. Okay, I think I think Pisa's close to the chase. No, not yet, not yet. Also, if you guys notice on Nemo's side, the Mistress appeared, and I believe Nemu is already on the 5th chapter of this game, the last chapter of Little Nightmares, which is called The Ladies' Quarters, if I'm not mistaken. This is a bit of more of like a victory lap, if you would say. Not too many enemies, only one antagonist that you're gonna be dealing with, and the encounters are not as much. So it's a good moment to just take a bit of a breather and just get yourself back together. We're gonna see the first encounter from Nemo here with the lady. Uh, and it's just a pretty straight chase. The only hard part is making the slide right here. If you're not in the right C axis, you'll probably get clipped, and I mean you'll probably get grabbed. Really good stuff by Nemo, not getting grabbed here. And then now Pizza is gonna be waiting here for the chefs to leave. Wait a second. Oh yeah. Okay, okay. So pizza. Yeah, I was a little bit confused. This is none of the. I believe there's chefs even in the guest area here. So yeah. So the thing that I didn't mention here is that this room can be kind of hard to find the answer, and the answer is just breaking the window. Breaking the mirror. So you break the mirror, go up, and then you can go up here. This one particularly it took me quite some time. But before we keep talking about pizza, Nemo actually grabbed the mirror, and we're coming up to the final boss for Nemo here. So this boss, like I said, this is a lady. So the way it works is that you point the mirror where the lady will come, and she will try to fake you into like appearing in front of you, and then just move away. The first one's pretty straightforward. She just runs at you, and then just point the mirror. You have to move where the light is, or else you'll basically die. So you move into the center, and then from here you want to be pointing on to where she is. She's probably gonna fake you the first time here, I believe. No fake on the second one. Interesting. And I think we might come into the third one. I believe it's like 3 spots, left, right, and then middle. So this one for sure she'll try to fake you. So we'll see how it goes. There's one fake. There's 2 fake, and then there's the third one. Nice. Actually, there's one more. I lied. There's one more. Also, Pizza making the chase here. Let's see how Pizza does it. Will he lose stamina, or will he actually make it? Not too close to the background, or else he'll get grabbed here. Here we go. And the jump. Nice. Really good stuff by Pizza. And Nemu manages to get that the to point it where it's supposed to be. Chat, I am lying to you, chat. I am lying to you. I am lying to you. I don't know how many times Nemo did this, but it looks like there is more to just one. I believe Nemo's in the same spot, but looks like it's just not doing it once. It's like doing it a couple times. And there we go, GG for Nemo. Nemo finally managed to beat the boss. I believe it was not 3 spots, it's 4 spots, and you basically have to point the mirror at the boss a couple times in the last spot, as opposed to the other spots. And here we're gonna see the same scene again for Pizza. As you can see, Pizza offering the sausage. It says, "No, I don't want no sausage. I want you." And the one thing that I would say now that Pizza did it or attempted to do it was I wish I could kind of look the camera away, to just not show that. Not a big deal. It's just that there's a game that I played like a year ago that the speedrunners have this sort of thing that when the protagonist is about to shoot the antagonist, they pull the camera away, sort of like not showing it, just for the memes. But I thought it would be cool if this one had it as well. Or there we go. Peaks actually pulling in, throwing the object to the button so it can get into the elevator. Peaks are already into the last chapter of the game, which is the ladies' quarters. The ladies' quarters. Uh, like I said, a bit of like a moment to just take a breather. Not too scary stuff. Like I would say, like three sections where you actually have to deal with the enemy. But if you're very cautious, you'll do fine. There's been tougher stuff than this one. So we'll see how Pixel does it here. So starting off here, you cannot run. This is the one enemy that you do not want to run. This is the one enemy that if you start running, once you get close to her, she'll turn around immediately and just grab you and just pull you. She has this like psychic power, so pull you up and just suck the life out of you. And you don't want that. So crouching here a little bit, and then once you get past this, you get to the other side, make noise, and she will disappear. So Pixar being cautious here and starting to run here. Once you drop this vase, I believe is when she disappears. It's kind of scary because when I tried this game the first time, I was like, oh, well, there's nowhere to me to go. Well, I have this bed, but if I drop the vase right now, is how she'll probably get to me fast, but it never came. So I think I spent like 10 minutes under the bed waiting for her to come, but she didn't came by. So but yeah, Pizza grabs the key, gonna go down the stairs here and then open up the door. And we're gonna have the I believe the only chase on this chapter with the lady. And it basically comes down to the slide. Nothing more. You just have to make sure that you're running in the middle of the Z axis, and then when you get close there, just slide. And nice, made it through. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Good stuff by Pixar. And you can see right there, what you're seeing is like the player slowing down, not running at full speed is what I'm talking about. There's a hidden stamina mechanic where if you keep running, the character will just slow down and you'll be able to run. So I do not know exactly how it works, but just letting go of the run button for just a little bit and then pressing it on again, you'll be able to run for a pretty big for an extended period. So it doesn't take that long. You just need to let go for a little bit and press it again. If you do hold it, then it will just trigger the whole like exhaustion kind of thing. You'll still be running, but at a slower pace. Right, here we go. Pizza, last boss, coming in for a spot. Right side. Pizza already knows. Pizza's prepared. Oh, the fakey to the left. Almost catch you slipping. Now to the right side. So I'm pretty sure this is gonna be left. This time for sure left. For sure left. All right. For sure left. There you go. So yeah, it looks like the this is I did this run only once. I couldn't dabble too much in this enemy specifically. It was the one enemy that I didn't play around with that much. But I believe that the position where she comes in is actually random. So yeah, one fakie, two fakie. These two fakies are actually the same. There's not random from them. And then she comes in from that side. She will always go in front of the camera and then in the background of the camera, and then I'll try to approach you. And the positioning of the light is always the same as well: left, right, top, and then bottom, which is where Pixar is the last one. And I believe here is Three times that Pizza has to show her the mirror. Three fakies right there. Four fakies. And there he goes. One. Grabs the mirror. I didn't saw how much. What was the time for? Oh, really close. Really close for Pizza. That was really close. Almost touching and would have lost the fight there. And three. There you go. GG for Pizza. No pizza for you. Actually beating the last boss. This ghost thing is also terrifying as well. I'm a little bit confused. I don't know exactly if Six's powers awaken. I'm pretty sure it steals her powers here, but I don't know if it combines with her power or not. Let's see. The final hits were 7 hits to for NoPizza4U, to 4 hits to Nemu. Nemu choosing the more aggressive route, doing a couple of nasty stuff, actually having less hits than Pizza, going the safer route. Pretty interesting stuff. I really like what both runners did. Some of the risky jumps actually didn't uh went well for them. But honestly, that was just the beginning. Once they got the hang of it, you barely saw them lose later on. So pretty good stuff. And I believe Nemu finishing under a minute potentially, and Pisa basically finishing on hour and 4 minutes, something like that. You guys can actually tell me if I'm wrong or right. All right, GG's. I believe might not have time to bring them in. If not, then I guess we can probably move on. We'll see. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for sticking around. I see I saw a couple of like familiar faces. I appreciate you all. I hope you guys enjoyed the Little Nightmares run. It was a fantastic run. Really happy to see these two runners actually duke it out and have a lot of fun. They definitely did, and so do I. Commentating for them. Pretty naughty stuff. I told them, hey, you gotta. I hope you make me scream. I want to see some interesting stuff because I haven't seen this run in a while. So uh, I would say that I was satisfied. I can definitely tell that I was satisfied, and both runners actually finishing way faster than I did. I think my run was like 1 minute and six. I mean, 1 hour and six. So really good stuff by them. I don't think Pizza got the achievement though. Like I said already, the achievement is like if you finish Deathless in 1 hour. Actually, no, you can't even get it because you didn't do a Deathless. But basically, finishing the game under 1 hour Deathless actually gives you the achievement, which is kind of interesting, kind of nice as well. Also, ending of the cutscene here. I do not think this game does it here because I believe you have to have like the true ending. I believe it looks like there's some sort of extra ending. You see, Six is actually walk up the stairs. Um, and it doesn't show what's outside, but what's outside is basically a little island, and that's pretty much it. All right, so we are going to bring in Pizza for the little bit of an interview.
Yeah, yeah, yo.
Yo, hello.
Hello.
Congrats on the run. Pretty good stuff. You and Nemu were neck and neck, and then Nemu got ahead, and
Yeah,
then he died, and then you pull ahead, and you guys were like really close to each other. At the end, Nemu actually pulled it off, and I got the run a little bit faster, but really good stuff by both of them. You guys actually showcasing two different ways to approach the game. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I mean, I didn't train nothing. I just came with my knowledge and that's all. but I try to make it the same way as I make my run when I pull it up. And I know for a fact that Nemu tried like more of a speedrun technique for the game. But yeah, I'm good. I mean, there are some silly and dumb hits that I could just avoid, but I'm in pretty good shape and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I saw a couple of the hits early on. At the jump, kind of memeing you there.
Yeah,
Um, but I remember you guys talking about how there was a couple of jumps that are a little bit scary. Speaking about those
yeah.
jumps that are a little bit scary, what part of the game you felt like was the hardest to perform for you?
Uh, when I was getting the run, one part that is very scary is the jump when you left the kitchen and you leave the two brothers behind of you, that you have to sneak up to the boat. There is like this little chain that you need to climb. That jump sometimes can be a little bit hard. Maybe sometimes you just pull up to the chain. I don't know. That was one of my biggest fears in the run.
Nice, nice, really good stuff. I did saw something, a couple of things that Nemo was doing. That the I think it was chapter two. Oh, actually, no, the first chapter was which is the prison. The eye. I saw Nemo actually going to the background where the doors are, and the eye was not. You could get past the eye without having to stop at certain points. About that, were you aware of that? Do you knew that you could do that? I didn't know that.
No, I didn't knew that. And when he was telling me, I was like, "But what are you doing?" And he was explaining to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's smart." But then he then told me, uh, "I almost got hit," and I was like, "Maybe it's not that smart." But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, your approach was really good. Making sure that you didn't do more than what you didn't know. So really good stuff. From your part. Is there anything you want to say? Shout outs or any last words?
no, I don't have much to say more than encourage people to do more variety. Uh, that will be all. I mean, it's very fun, and there is a like a little community and all that stuff in so much other games that are not officials. But yeah, that should be all, I think.
Nice, nice variety
And
indeed.
also
Yes.
thanks to Team Hitless for inviting me once again this year. Hope the next year I get invited too.
Perfect. Well, I think that we're gonna wrap this up here. Nani, we can change it a bit. Thank you so much, guys, for watching here. It has been me, yours truly, HeyBlasty, commentating for Little Nightmares alongside Runners Pizza and Nemu. Don't go away because we're coming up for the next run in just a little bit. So keep tight, drink something, go to the bathroom, and we'll see you guys in a bit.